And so, of course, you needed public speaking skills, writing skills, rhetoric, and combining that with Spanish and good faith and open-mindedness, you get received well.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So how would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have an amazing entrepreneur full of energy and full of knowledge that is going to share with you. So Richard, can you please introduce yourself?
Harry, so happy to be with you and your audience today. My name is Richard Blank. I'm the proud CEO of Costa Rica's call center.
Wow. So Richard, tell me a little bit more about why you decided that was a good idea to open a business in a country that is no in Costa Rica, for example. This is a big thing. That was your first business, or do you have a business before?
Oh, no. In fact, it kind of goes back to my early childhood, is where I got the motivation and the momentum to get here. Spanish was my favorite class in high school. When I
Really?
graduated the proud Abington, I was a Spanish major at the University of Arizona.
Wow.
During college, I interned for Telemundo. Post-grad, I worked for the importers of Corona. And so think about the dedicated practice. I loved Spanish. It was opening doors. And so at 27 years old, I was given a 1 in a million opportunity to visit a friend of mine that owned a center here. I was supposed to come for just 2 months and teach English. Well, Harry, my boy, me ha enamorado con una tica. I fell in love with a local girl.
Oh,
I wanted to
wow.
stay here.
Oh, love story.
So when you can get past your parents' guilt and you fall in love, and when I worked at my friend's center, I opened my eyes. It became very clear to me that this was something that I could work at, but I knew that I loved and I could achieve. I got the cosquillas, I got the butterflies.
Yeah, but
And
Richard,
so
the thing is that you got a graduation from the university, so clearly you were thinking, okay, I'm gonna get a graduated from university and I'm gonna find a job, right? A completely different book game is what you did, which is open a business in a foreign country. Is a very risky thing to do. What happened? Where this butterfly that I want to be an entrepreneur? Uh, what happened? Oh,
well,
you saw
listen,
your
everyone,
friend. You saw your friend that he was opening the call center. You fell in love, but to open your own business is a completely different
of course it is. But
ball
Harry,
game.
how many people fall into the traps where they're under so much pressure from their family to go to a school,
I agree,
to take a
100%.
career, to marry a certain way, to
I've been
continue
there.
tradition? I had to get past that. And since I knew Spanish, and let's be forthright, yeah, I got a degree at the University of Arizona. It's a great school, but it's not Harvard. And that wasn't a business degree. And so if I could be the only one of my friends that could speak a second language, maybe I could be marketable. I might get a job. I could put "Se habla español" on my business card. But you just can't have one ingredient. You need a couple other things to make the cake. And so, of course, you needed public speaking skills, writing skills, rhetoric, and combining that with Spanish and good faith and open-mindedness, you get received well. The Latino culture is a beautiful culture. And not only have I been fed and taught additional Spanish, I've gotten a lot of pats on my shoulder saying, "Go, Richard, go. I like your Spanish. I like what you're bringing to the table." And so getting back to me being here, listen, I'm getting older and I didn't know what to do. I know I didn't want to work for somebody. And after working in my friend's call center, not for 2 months, I was there for 4 years. And so if you're looking at a call center environment, what a great, graduate school. I learned retention, customer support, onboarding, human resources, local labor laws,
Wow.
search engine optimization. Look what you learned.
A lot
And
of
so,
things go to the question, yeah.
but you know what I found, which was the greatest lesson that I learned out of all? When you sit with the proletariat, if you're uno con la gente, con el pueblo, con la raza, you hear the good and the bad and the
Yeah,
happy and the sad. And so
absolutely.
when you're not C-level Harry, but you're with the people, you understand what makes it tick. And so passing those stages of being tainted or jaded as a supervisor, manager, and playing those games, I went from agent to owner. So I could keep my not sanity, but purity.
Yeah, and your
Or maybe
culture
both.
and the culture how you want to run the business. The thing is, like, I've been there as well because my parents, there is no entrepreneurs in my family, right? My parents are teachers.
Uh-huh.
And all I've been told all my life is you have to go to university, you have to school, and you have to go to degrees. And I got a degree in chemical engineering, right? But I did it for my parents.
Of course.
I spend more time chasing girls in the university actually is going to the course, right?
My man.
So, but at the end of the day, okay, that's what made them happy. But then I find a job and I'm like, oh, this thing is not for me. There is something inside that you can you thinking, and I think every entrepreneur is this thing inside that, I can do better. But it took a whole level of confidence what you did, yes? Because to open a business in a different country, and you think, and when you are an employee, right, you say, oh, yes, you get paid and whatever, but run your own thing is completely, when you dive in, and you are on charge of your own boat and you have to build everything. It's a really hard task, especially nobody teach being entrepreneur, not even in your own country. So imagine in a foreign country. So
It's okay, Harry, as long as you have maturity and impulse control and some sort of ethical responsibility. Listen, if you're afraid of that kind of stuff, how are you going to master the next levels? Then you shouldn't even be in the game.
to be in business in the first place, right?
Well, yeah, and sometimes you fall into it. You might have mentors, you could read the books and watch the movies, but how about this? You see the end result of 16 years, but the beginning, I did it very conservatively. Okay, let's see the game plan. Since I'm in a call center, I was capable of renting a turnkey station at a blended center. Okay, so I'm not doing the outlay for the server room, the rent, or any of the security. No, I'm paying first, like an airplane. I can get from A to B. I just don't own the plane. And so I was able to scale accordingly. Sure, it's premium, but they had the responsibilities of the outlay. So now, after 2 years of establishing capital, stable clients, I then left and rented space for 6 years. From there, I was able to buy used furniture and used computers for pennies on the dollar, not used underwear. So you can scale that way. Did that for 6 years. And then I had the capital to purchase the building, put on a third floor, equip it for 300 seats.
Wow.
And that's what it's the tortoise and not the hare. It's slow and steady, so you watch your steps, giving yourself multiple checkpoints, Harry. And once again, having that cushion of the responsible money, so you don't have to worry about payrolls and the lights being turned off. It's don't overextend yourself. And if you can do those things, then you'll be just fine in the beginning while you're ramping up your business. And it's not glamorous, it's not sexy, but guess what, my friend? I had foundation. And if I took a couple steps back, I could still move forward.
Outstanding what you did, because at the end of the day, there's this book that called The Blue Ocean, right? I don't know if you heard about it. It's about how you can create your own market, right? So where all your competitors and everybody is in US and nobody is taking the risk, you decide to do completely something different.
Why not?
You went there, you saw your friend. I think that, I also, when I started my first business, a friend was driving me to this a little bit. He was telling me, Harry, let's do this property thing. You can make some money. Let me teach you a few things. So I have a friend that you can make money like this, man. Don't go to work, and if you have this spirit entrepreneur inside, you say, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. But what you did is like, we can call it, I mean, you were very comfortable because you were in love, but when it comes to business, right, you are in a different country with different love, with different culture, with the employees. with different things, and now you need to make this thing work and actually provide the service for at the standard of the U.S. clients or the whatever clients you have. I guess they were mainly from U.S., right?
US and Canada, but also
Oh my
realize
God! Look at
this.
this.
I'm
So
not on
how
a
you
home court
manage? How you
advantage.
match the culture different because the client from US or from Canada has a certain expectation, certain timing, certain things, right?
Sure.
That is not how the culture in Latin America works. You know, we are over there more relaxed, muy slow, more slow, more mañana, more, you know, this is, we have good
Well,
weather.
we have metrics and we have scripts and rebuttals. We do training and
Train
there
the
are
team,
certain
right? Requires
expectations.
a lot
Yes.
of training, Richard, right?
Not really. Someone could be plug and play if they've been in the industry. I compete against Amazon, HP, Intel, and Oracle. They're here.
Really? Wow.
I mean, they own call centers here. And also in regards to home court advantage, I couldn't do all this. I was the trunk of the tree. I needed branches and roots. So I hired an IT director. I hired local lawyers, attorneys, accountants, supervisors, security, and also the local guy that can go around and represent me so I don't get charged an extra 30%. So don't expect me to do all that heavy lifting. You're
Wow.
out of your
That's
mind.
amazing. A
Oh, come
local
on
guy
now,
was
Harry.
doing
You hire
amazing.
specialists. You hire specialists that have the prerequisites to be able to handle those departments for you.
Yeah. So, but how you come up with all these solutions, Richard? You were reading a book? Do you have a mentor? How you came up with these solutions?
Brother, common sense. If I needed to do accounting, I got to hire an accountant, and I don't know the labor laws. I got to hire an attorney. So come on. I mean, let's be realistic. You need a right fielder and a catcher. So I gotta build the team around the pitcher. That's all.
Then you went once, and then they charge you 30% more, and then you say, you know, this is not working for me. I'm hiring a local guy, something like that, right?
I started from scratch legally. I wanted to make sure that I paid the labor laws, the taxes, and I made sure that everything was done right. So I didn't get arrested, thrown out of the country, or get shut down. I'm not that kind. Well, some people do those things. And they cut corners to save a dollar. And this is a very small, strict Catholic country, and I have a reputation here. And so penny wise, pound foolish. I'd rather earn less and do the right thing. And so you're asking me questions, and Harry, I love your work. I mean, you are the man. I wish I had that $1 million crack code, but no, my friend, I'm talking about the things that our grandparents taught us and the ethical things you can look at yourself at the end of the day. And I tell you what, I surrounded myself with the A team, with Los Magnificos, but Richard had to put in his special sauce and the magic. I did it through the training, the onboarding, and my game environment. But then I let other people do their own thing. So it's a nice band. It's a beautiful mixture. It's a perfect blend. And that's how it works, Harry, when everyone has their own place.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.